مر الزمان تألقا وأضاء للدنيا طريقا مشرقا وهدى من الرحمن يهدينا به للصالحات وللمكارم والتقى هذا كتاب الله أعذب منهل أنعم
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome to the 32nd episode of this series of 40 hadith pertaining to the virtues and the rulings of the Quran. In today's episode we will look at a hadith of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, which is reported in Sahih al-Bukhari. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Laysa minna man lam yataghanna bil Quran." That the one who doesn't recite the Quran in a melodious way, then he is not from us. So the one who doesn't recite the Quran with taghanni in a melodious way, according to our interpretation, then he is not from us. The first point that we need to mention here when speaking about this hadith is that when a person reads the Quran, they should strive to beautify their recitation. This is because these are the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it deserves to be recited in an appropriate manner. So reciting it very quickly, in a hurried manner, and not pronouncing the words correctly, it's a sign of disrespect to the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah says, وَرَتِّلِ الْقُرْآنَ تَرْتِيلًا, and recite the Quran in a measured way, in an unhurried manner. That's how a person should recite the Quran. As for the actual meaning of taghanni, of reciting the Quran with taghanni, then the scholars differed about his interpretation. Some scholars were of the view that taghanni means tahseen al-sawt, which means to beautify one's voice. Because when a person beautifies their voice, then it becomes more pleasant to listen to. More people venerate the recitation as a result of that, and is more conducive for tadabbur and reflecting upon the Quran. Because the one who recites the Quran in that beautiful manner, then it helps the person to make reflection of the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another interpretation of taghanni, which was attributed to Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah, that it refers to reciting with tahazzun and tarannum. Tahazzun mean with a sense of sadness, and a sense of tarannum with tarannum, which means reciting it in a melodious way. At-tahazzun, why tahazzun? Why sadness? Because if we look at the major topics and the themes and the messages of the Quran, they're very serious and powerful messages. And so a person should recite them with a lot of care and concern and worry, because at the end of the day, they are reciting about Allah, they are reciting about the Akhirah, they are reciting about Jahannam, they are reciting about the shahawat of this dunya, they are reciting about all these serious and very, very topics which are serious in nature, such that they can lead a person even hellfire, or they will lead a person to paradise. And so it is not a book that we laugh over and joke about. It is a book that we take seriously, and hence we recite it with a sense of tahazzun, a sense of worry, a sense of sadness, and a sense of seriousness. So this is another interpretation of what it means to recite with taghanni. So فَلَيْسَ مِنَّا, the one who doesn't do that, he is not from us. Meaning he is not from, he's a kafir, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, meaning he is not from the elite group of believers, he is not from amongst the righteous believers. And that's how many scholars interpret it. Just a couple more points inshallah. Firstly, it is important that when a person recites and beautifies the recitation, that they observe ikhlas, that they observe sincerity. It's very easy for a person, especially if they've been gifted with beautiful recitation, that they recite in order to impress other people. And this is one of the first few groups of people that will be entered into the hellfire, are those who recite the Quran such that it will be said to them that these people are qurra, they are reciters, amazing reciters. So a person should recite with ikhlas. But he shouldn't hide the beauty of his voice, because you want to attract people to the words of Allah. So if you do it with a good intention like that, you want to attract people to the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you want them to appreciate and love the words of Allah, then you should recite in that beautiful manner. And the last point is that when a person strives to beautify their recitation, they should not compromise on the rules of tajweed. This is very important. The rules of tajweed take precedence over the beautification of one's voice. So therefore, inshallah, in the next episode, we will look a bit more into this issue of tajweed, what it means, its rulings, and why it is important for us to recite with tajweed. So inshallah, until the next episode, barakallahu fikum, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa
الزمان تألقا وأضاء للدنيا طريقا مشرقا وهدى من الرحمن يهدينا به للصالحات وللمكارم والتقى نور على مر الزمان تألقا.